course, we do pay attention when Biden president, during the recent 4 years of being in office, when they stated that they are concerned that Russia had sent a delegation to Nicaragua or Venezuela, because this poses a risk to the United States security. Everyone understands quite well what risks the United States creates for the security of other states, because they have more than 200 military bases in many states, and thus they cannot prevent anyone from having relations with Russia. This approach has no future, and I do hope that the new administration in Washington will become aware of it.
That is now endorsing its composition, and that will take office on the 20th of January. We never cherish any hopes or illusions, speaking about this or that president will come and it is going to become better in this respect or in other respect, or we'll do something else. We will not do the guesswork. We will wait and see till the new administration is sure about its policies, is positive about its policies, and sets them forth. We know that there is Russophobic bipartisan consensus in the United States, and irrespective of a party allegiance, the ruling elites will promote and pursue their policies of weakening Russia, being their competitor. As I have said at the start of the press conference, any competitor, any rival, be it Russia, China, or Europe. So if the messages that we can hear from the new Washington team to restore the dialogue that was cut off by Washington after the start of a special military operation. If all of that is in earnest, we will respond positively. But the Americans were the ones to sever the dialogue, so the ball is in their course. So if they take into account our legitimate interests in Washington, the dialogue will bear fruits and will not be useless. Otherwise, things will remain as they are. So Secretary Blinken is known to publicly upholding the war in Ukraine, basing on the financial and economic benefits for the United States, and many lands, arable lands and mineral reserves of Ukraine long ago were purchased by Western and American corporations. This is an open secret. So a multipolar world definitely would take for granted that the Western colleagues also participate without a doubt. But how can they position themselves, whether they will get through that psychological loss of domination that they enjoyed for half a century? All of that depends on their political culture and their real sound understanding of their place in this real life, and their ability to act accordingly, in accordance to their new situation. And to a large extent, Europe also has fallen prey to the policy of the United States to eliminate all sorts of competitors. Josep Borrell, that stepped down recently as the EU foreign policy representative, has recently stated after his stepping down that the West has not been able to isolate Russia. Now he's not bound by the official obligations, and the EU promised to protect Kiev for as long as it took, but nothing is endless. And he also said that China has substituted Europe and G7. The Minsk Accords were not an attempt, but a decision of the UN Security Council that was trampled upon with the connivance of the United States. And Mr. Poroshenko, the then president of Ukraine, signed it, and the former presidents and leaders of Germany and France, Hollande and Merkel, signed it. And they confessed a couple of years ago they were not going to deliver upon the Minsk arrangements. Just they played for time to pump Ukraine with arms, and now all those ideas in the air that are much less binding than the Minsk set of measures pursue a similar goal of playing for time for that Nazi.
Don't miss out. Log on to oneindia.com for more updates.